We will now SSH into each one of the worker nodes which we've just created, and on those worker nodes we will run a single command. That single command was something which kubeadm has very helpfully provided us with. Remember that at the end of the kubeadm init command, it gave us a long command which included a token, and that was a command which we would run on each node in order to make that node join our cluster. And that command, of course, was the kubeadm join command followed by a token. That token is the very same token which was generated when we ran kubeadm init on the master. We had noted down that command by copy pasting it into a temporary location. Let's now cut back, end our flashback and come back to the present. On each node in our cluster, we are going to go ahead and execute that command. The first argument is the token which was generated during kubeadm init. Notice how this command also includes the IP address of the master. That first token is called an individual token, and the second token that we specify is something else called a discovery token. Notice how this one has a hash, so this one is actually encrypted. Once again, we will see that some pre-flight checks will be carried out. Then a certificate signing request will be sent to the master. A response was indeed received from the master, and the kubelet which was running on each node was informed of the new secure connection details. And at this point, our node has successfully joined the cluster. We go ahead now and repeat the same procedure on each of the nodes in our cluster. And once that's done, we can switch back to the master where we have a cluster available at our disposal. At this point, we can start running all of the commands that we have gotten so used to by this point. Let's start by kubectl get nodes, and we do indeed see that we have the 3 worker nodes as well as the master. Notice a couple of interesting bits here. Firstly, because we are running our own bootstrap cluster rather than relying on the Google Kubernetes engine, we also do explicitly see the node which hosts the master. This first line item for the Kubernetes master would have been absent in the GKE. And secondly, notice that we are already using the latest versions of the Kubernetes binaries because that is what we had specified in the sources list file. We have successfully created and bootstrapped a Kubernetes cluster running on Ubuntu virtual machines.